As I said in an earlier video, it is worth every penny, in my opinion. If you're going to be staying around Mont Saint-Michel, why not just stay on Mont Saint-Michel in the village, pay the extra money. It's not that much comparatively. You're going to be here anyway, might as well stay here, because if you are staying outside of Mont Saint-Michel, chances are good that because it's a kind of a hassle to get in and out of the island, chances are good you would leave the island by 6 or 7 p.m. along with all the rest of the tourists. And so if you are visiting the island pretty much any day of the year between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., but especially in June and July when we were visiting, this is peak season and it is so busy it's hard to even move during the day. As you can see, it's quite a bit different at night.
Okay, we're up at 1:45 in the morning because we read that the water fills by 2 o'clock in the morning. This is a half moon, so I guess with a full moon it gets the most full. But yeah, we're just trying to find the water here. Look at this moon. Why you gotta be so creepy?
We were confused. This was supposed to be high tide, and we kind of thought that the water would be lapping up fairly close to the front entrance to the town.
I'm hearing water.
There's no water.
I'm hearing it.
We were not able to find any water at all. We walked some way out, and very tentatively because it was extremely dark. You could not see a thing. So we were using our flashlights and our phones to try to get around, but we did not locate any water. We did hear it lapping, so we feel like it was close, but you know, I started getting frightened of the dark and of the water, and the whole thing gave me the creeps, that orange moon and everything. I don't know. It just was not my scene, I will say. But I discovered later that it's unlikely that the water ever comes to the front of Mont Saint-Michel anymore. It turns out that sediment deposits have really built up along the front. And so the back side of Mont Saint-Michel, where we ended up walking later, was very wet in the morning because the water did in fact come right up to the back of the village because there aren't as many settlements back there. But in the front, you see the issue had been that for about 100 years, since the late 1800s, there was a roadway that connected the land 200 meters away with the island. And that roadway was solid, and all the sand was just drifting and gathering along the road and kept on kind of building up. So in the early 2000s, the French government committed $200 million to this one project of making sure the sediment started to fall away. And one of the things they did was they built a bridge instead of a solid road. Instead, now it is a bridge so that the sediments can flow and the water can flow underneath of the bridge and it no longer gathers along that roadway. They also have a clever system of a kind of a unique dam that actually retains sediment outside and does not allow new sediment to come into the bay. And so all of these efforts have been slowly paying off over time, and more sediment is starting to distill away from the front entrance of Mont Saint-Michel. So in the next 10 or 20 years, I'm assuming that the tides will regularly come up to the front of the village again. But at the time that we were visiting, I think it's actually pretty rare for the tide to get so high that it laps up at the front entrance of the town.
Okay, it is 8 o'clock in the morning and it's cold. It's 62 degrees right now in Mont Saint-Michel. I'm going to show you. Come on, you got to take the opportunity. I don't know what that was, but I needed to see it. The family is completely thrilled with Mont Saint-Michel. They absolutely love it. And Dave is surprised at the hotels, at the hotel rooms, that they're actually decent little hotel rooms. They're not absolute closets. They're actually pretty good size. Street's pretty empty still. I would say it's probably going to start to fill up around, you know, I don't know, 10 a.m. when people drive up here from Paris or drive out here from their hotels. But at the moment, it's probably still the case that the only people on the island are the people who are actually staying here, which is probably not very many. I don't know how many hotels there are, but it's a limited number. I believe our hotel only has a really small number of rooms. Oh, and there are some places that are open. Oh, c'est fermé. Monsieur 6. That is not bad. Fish and chips for 7. This is a creperie. They have crepes for €3. This is not bad. And it's called the Trippo. It is busy down here. There's people stocking up for the day. No menu here is 33 or 38, depending on how much you get. Oh, there's a formula, an oyster menu for 25. See, the entree, something that I recognize would be an omelet. It's 23. Chocolate, Maison Chocolate Noir, Fruit Rouge. I don't know what that is. It's 12. The restaurants that are open are busy. They have a €19 formula. The place is hopping. Sorry. It looks like there's a public toilet here. There's a clothing store that's getting ready to open. delivery of wood here for this restaurant. I wonder how they brought that in. A literal forklift, I wonder?
I do think there was some water that came over last night. I'm looking at a lighter strip over there. I think water was in there, but certainly it didn't come up to the island.
Bon matin, Mont Saint-Michel. I told everyone I would let them sleep in, especially since I roasted them at 2 in the morning. We all got to bed about midnight. I got everyone up at like 2 in the morning because I thought the water would be lapping up against the sides of the village. No, it was not. So I told everyone I would let them sleep in. And now I want everyone up. I hope everyone's up. Grayson's awake. I shared a room with him last night. We were wondering whether this drawbridge is real. We don't know. We don't know. Is it just a gimmick? There really do seem to be, you know, the portcullis actually does go up. And this giant door does seem to have some features. You know, these two bars here. They're meant to receive that bar, which is made of wood, so I don't know how old it really could be, but it might be hundreds of years old, I guess. It might be hundreds of years old. The things here, y'all, the little things. It's like staying in a museum, and they just let us wander around last night. Kind of unbelievable. We were up there last night.
This is our, it's the little stairway to our hotel. Actually, almost hidden. You have to kind of curve around the stairway and double back.
Il y a au moins un gros. Ouais, c'est ma faute, j'ai pas pensé. J'arrive vite, ils me mettent là, ils vont le voir, vous pouvez le chercher. Bah oui, ouais.
Little church by our hotel started ringing bells at about 10:45, and it's just going and going. It's been about 5 minutes now. You'd almost miss over this church, it's so small. And I think there's two ways to go in. You can go in through this gate here. And I think that door opens. But I saw people coming out of a door on the other side too. I got the galette, which is the pancake, buckwheat pancake, pomme de terre, jambon et camembert cheese. It is delicious.
All the way down here, and it would rest on here, and you would load it up, and it was on a chain and on rails, so you would pull it up, and the weight of it would make it slam into one spot, and it would hold there.
Oh.
You pull it up again, it would slam into the next spot.
Oh.
Pull it up, it was so that's how you would get things up to the top. So we heavy things up to the top.
You could climb up.
So that's all the way up to pretty close to the top of the Abbey. Wonder what year.
Oh, it's cool.
About these flat, they kind of look like fish, but we haven't been able to identify a face or anything like that, but it looks a lot like a fish. And when you pick it up,
This is a chewed up.
snap it in half, it's just good to focus on there. There does seem to be a body cavity, doesn't there? The other one that you broke apart, there was not.
Stay in this area, and then you can help.
So there are groups that actually go all the way across. This is a group that is returning all the way across to, what was it called again? That island. I gotta say, Flatland is deceptive. I feel like it's miles away. It'd be a very long walk. Yeah, you can't keep that one out of the water. There he goes.